Okay, welcome back. Sorry I missed out on last week, but I had to take care of the lady. Had some, the lady wasn't feeling well, so had to duck out last week on the video recording. But we're back. I got lots of ideas for the future videos for the upcoming weeks, but today I want to go over something that I kind of glanced over yesterday on stream. I looked up how many clients over the past 4 years. And so I just counted how many folders, just did an auto count, selected all the folders of clients and had it tabulate the number. And what that number was well over 1,100. And I thought, wow, in 4 years I've worked with over 1,100 companies, content creators, businesses, art commissioners. And I thought, what would be the best way to distill in information to tell you what I've learned in those 4 years? So, from the very beginning, what I can tell you is this. When you want to go into business for yourself and you're already trying to support yourself and your family, you're working at another job, you're working another source of income, you're doing whatever, you're plumbing, but you want to start your own business. I had a good friend viewer come by and say, well, my job at work puts me in a bad mood to stream or to do work on. One thing I will tell you is this: from somebody who's worked several jobs at once, worked a full-time job while starting this business, it is very important to realize that once you leave your job, especially an hourly job, that you're not working salary, you're not doing paperwork at home. Once you leave a job and you go home, you're not getting paid to think about that job anymore. You're not being paid to be stressed out by that job. I've had many a job that I hated while at the job. Once I leave that job, I don't think about it anymore. And it may sound simpler than you would think, or easier than you would think, but think about it like this. If I'm paying you, $15 an hour, $8 an hour, $10 an hour, and then you go home and think about the job for 2-3 more hours, they've just sucked $30 to $45 out of your life that they're not going to pay you. I can't give my attention to something, even if I feel bad about it. I'm like, oh man, that sucked. I'll go home and I'll do something else. So divorcing your work time to the time you want to devote to building a new career is super important. Super, super important. You can't let a bad day at work impede on your home life or your practice or what you really want to do with your life. It's not worth it, and you're not getting paid for it. That's one thing. Another thing is when you start a business and you want to do a certain thing, you only want to do a certain thing. Like, oh, I only want to do commissions of chibi characters, from a certain genre or subgenre. And somebody approaches you like, oh, I want you to do this and that thing. Well, you say, I don't want to do that thing. Some artists would say, well, good, you shouldn't do that. You should only do what you want to do. I do not. I spoke with someone earlier about this via DMs. They had reached out to me about a design, and they said to me, oh, I don't want to hire for something that you're not inspired by. And that brought me to another interesting point. I don't work from inspiration. The same way I don't work from motivation. And you say, well, how can you create art if you're not inspired to create it? When I'm working, you don't ask somebody that's making your dinner, or how'd you get inspired to make this 4 course meal? He's like, I'm the chef. That's what I do. Inspiration is, irrelevant to the production of this meal. Well, how do you get inspired to make the art for your clients? I'm a problem solver. As a designer, as an artist, I don't think about my art as a, some ethereal thing that I need to pull down from a muse. Now, I do see things that I would like to draw that. That's different. That's for myself. If I am, making things for a client, I am solving a problem. And you say, well, how is making a portrait of someone a problem? Very easily. Simple. It's a simple concept. What is the right angle? What's the right line weight? I'm solving problems throughout this entire process. I'm not waiting to be inspired. I am problem solving. All my sketches are just me doing equations. When you think about your art and your design work as problem solving, you kind of take out the need for inspiration. I didn't produce work for over 1,100 clients by being inspired. I produced work for over 1,100 clients by being a problem solver. A problem solver always gets paid more than someone that is inspired to do something. When you come to me with, I need 30, 40 emotes done. Oh, but it's this kind of character. Are you inspired to do this? No. But I'll do it, and I'll do it well. Because I'm a producer. I produce things. My inspiration is irrelevant to the production of what we're making. That's another framing that's important, as a designer / artist. When it came to people come to me for things that I don't normally do, as you guys have seen on my Twitter, over the past 30 days, yesterday was the last day I did 30 days of pixel art to learn how to do pixel art. People have come to me many a time like, oh, do you do pixel art? I'm like, no, I don't, but I'll learn how. Eventually, I just took the time. Got a little bit ahead of schedule, so I started, learning how to do pixel art. And here we are, 30 days later. I got well over. I just started taking commissions probably 7 to 10 days ago, and I've already got 2,500 to $3,000 in commission work piled up. That is from being consistent and doing pixel art every single day, though, and I already have an audience built in from other design work. So that's one way I did it, showing people what I can do over the course of an hour or two a day. Is pixel art what I'm interested in? Well, for right now, yeah, it was interesting. Would I've done pixel art people hadn't asked me to learn how to do it? Probably not. When people came to me and asked me, can you do, X, Y, and Z? I say no. But I learned how. And that has taken me very far. When people came to me and asked me if I did alerts and learned After Effects, I didn't start with any of this. Over the past 4.5 years, I've learned animation, I've learned motion design, I've learned 3D work, base 3D work, I've learned illustration. I've learned a number of skills. Why did I learn them? Because people wanted them. People had it. There was a hole in the market that needed to be filled. I just started off doing emote design. Now I'm a one-man team, and the reason I'm a one-man team, one, I don't like to trust other people with other work for right now. I'm trying to get over it. Number two, it's very fulfilling to have your hand in every part of a process and produce for a client. So when people come to you with things and they ask you for it a lot, Listen to your clients because they want to pay you for something that you can't do yet. And so it behoove you to learn that skill. It'll make you very successful. I actually took notes today. Becoming an expert. All right. So you guys heard the story. I started doing emotes 4.5 years ago, almost like 4.5 years ago. No, 4 years ago. Maybe 4 years ago, probably like last month. Yeah. I had not watched Twitch. I didn't know what an emote was. But there was a gigantic hole that needed to be filled for people because they started offering affiliates on Twitch, emote slots. And I had did profile pictures and stuff, et cetera, et cetera. I turned that hole in the market and practiced it, quite a bit before I quit my job and became an expert in the field. And the reason I became an expert because there was a gigantic hole in the field. There were artists out there who would produce work, but they were inconsistent. You could find them 1 week, and then for 3 months they wouldn't be around, or their commission would be closed, or they would charge $70 an emote, and they never get back to you. Unfortunately, artists do have a bad reputation of being unreliable. That has played greatly into my favor because I would rather do this than to work for somebody else. Reliability and making sure your product is up to snuff, as they say, will net you more success than being really good at it. So what I did was become an expert in the field of emotes. So much so that I even did work for the platform for Twitch for some of their seasonal work a couple times and a couple contests. So just because you're not seeing success immediately doesn't mean you should stop practicing the skill, especially when there's a need in the field. And consistency will always net you greater profits. Oh yeah, here we go. Next, when you quote somebody your time on how long a project will take, pad that time a little bit by a week or two, or sometimes even 3 weeks, depending on how much you have on your plate. Be early or be on time, and being early is on time to you. It's on time to me. I'm gonna say that again. Being early is on time. Having your project wrapped up and finished before your due date is very important. I've gone over due dates plenty of times. The goal is to always have it done beforehand, though. I've learned this many times, and the good thing about being early is, like, oh man, you got this done a month early? I got some more work lined up for you. And you're like, okay. Let's go. The more work you get done, the faster you get it done, the more work you can take on. Now I'm going to deal with the one thing I see, and it's the anxiety of having commissions open and closed. And I always get this message in my DMs. Hey, are commissions opened? Yeah. They never close. And people are like, how can they never close? Because I never stopped taking on work. Like, why do you not stop taking on work? Everyone else I know, the commissions are closed. I never stopped taking on work because I'll never not have the need to eat, pay the mortgage, feed my family, pay for insurance, etc., etc., etc. I give people times that work will be done. Like, it can go from 4 months to 6 months, as high as 8 months. And you know what? When you become an expert in the field and become that reliable, people will wait on you. And what I mean by wait is they will put down money and deposit it to get in line to make that happen with you as a designer, as an artist, because you're reliable. The more flaky you are, the less successful you're going to be in the long run. Lastly, I got another. I get a lot of DMs apparently from people. Protect your time. Protect your time. When you spend time on a project, let's say somebody reaches out to you for a project, and they say, "Oh no, I want you to. I want to consult with you on this. I want to see what your ideas are." Always hit them with it. Always hit them with an invoice. Well, we can talk about this. I can tell you this much: it'll be successful. You know, and you got a deposit, and we can have a voice chat. You can pay me for my time. And you say, "Huh? You charge people for consultations?" Yes, I charge people for consultations because your ideas, like I said it before, your ideas are worth more than your actual designs. Nothing stopping a client from taking your ideas and running away to a designer that's cheaper and executing other design poorly because they didn't have the idea fleshed out in their mind. It's very important. And I've learned this time and time and time again over the course of 1,100 clients. Now, while I've had 1,100 clients, I will tell you this much. Less than 15 of those projects didn't work out. And the reason they didn't work out because the clients didn't know what they wanted. And as a designer, and as somebody that has a little bit of a little bit of an intuition when I see things are not going to go well, I kill the projects early. Because the client, A, doesn't know what he wants. B, is trying to add on more to the project than originally discussed. And you say, well, we can do that. We're going to raise the rates. And like, well, why are we raising the rates? Because you're asking for things we didn't originally discuss. Number 3, they're always over your shoulder tweaking things when they're not a designer and making them look poorly. And you have to let them know, we can make this happen, but it's going to look really bad. If they do that one time too many, it's time to cut ties because you don't want that project in your portfolio. You just don't. And then they'll show that project to somebody else, like, who made that for you? Oh, no, such and such designer made it. I'm like, this designer sucks. And that will be you because you let them put their hands into the cake. And they're not a baker. Yikes. So I think that's all my notes I had, but that's pretty much the blueprint for amassing and completing that many projects or having that many clients. I've done way over that many over projects. I've had several projects with the same clients before. That is one of the ways to ensure success as a designer, as an artist. Stop thinking about you're not filling a piece. I don't fill any of my pieces. I'm not trying to fill them. I don't. It's like me feeling a piece, inspired by, etc. Having a feeling, is irrelevant to me making it look good. I've said this before. You never ask a plumber, does this job inspire you to make it, make the pipes work? Does this house seem like the right kind of house you'd like to work on? No, it doesn't. It's irrelevant. It doesn't really matter what kind of house it is. It doesn't matter the pipes. I am here to solve a problem. So don't think about it as inspiration. Make yourself a problem solver. Problem solvers will always be needed. Always. And they get paid more. Something to think about. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. What's the news? The news is the clearance sale is on the store. The masks, I think I have like 2 or 3 masks left from the original orders. I put up the Vault of Glass challenge coins up for sale for pre-order. I put them up yesterday. I had 100. Now I have like 49 left for sale. I'll be redoing the website over the course of the next month or two. The prices are going up next month. And I'll be adding some additional services to the website. I updated the website with some new emotes for pre-made emotes, like a pre-bundle. I made an anime bundle. This week on, no, not this week, it's May. This month on Patreon, we'll be doing Destiny 2 emotes to prep for Vault of Glass, and I may do some more. I may do some Apex ones as well. Keyword for the King's Coast Coffee. Conquer. Get your 10% off. I'm not sure how that works. That Zoom is like, hey, there we go. Use code CONQUER on your orders at King's Coast, and you can get 10% off an order. And it's the only coffee I drink. I look at no bullshit. It's the only coffee I drink. I do believe that is all. See you guys next Monday. We'll be talking about a topic. I don't know what it is. And I got some ideas. I'm gonna start writing down ideas and getting the channel a bit more fleshed out. Like I promised, if you looked around the channel lately, I updated all the art and I'm making different sections. And hey, I'm doing stuff for YouTube because you guys asked for it. All right. Catch you guys on the stream tonight, and be safe out there. Have a great and successful May. One love.